Hit it. Microphone.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your mental
Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show. Josh's theme song right there.
Yeah.
Why am suck that cock? Oh my God. What's going on, folks? As you can see by my beautiful face here and what is on my head, we've got the brand new Shell Shock hunting hats that have just came in. These are available on the website. Yes, we can sign them. I signed one penis yesterday. We've got the normal hats that Josh wears, and we got the tan version. These are on shellshockcbd.com. If you want them signed to include the mugs or whatever, include that in your order notes, and we'll make sure that happens. I wish we would have had these when we went hunting.
I know.
I thought about it after the fact because I'd seen some people leave some comments. They're like, "Oh, I want a camouflage one." It's like, that's a good idea. It's a great idea. So we've got the Shell Shock with the orange logo for your hunters out there. Josh and I are hunters now. Josh fell in love with hunting. He's going to go again probably next year.
Oh, yeah.
Or this year, rather. Excuse me.
Murder those deers.
Murder them
like
fucking deer.
Serial killer of deers. Or deer,
Josh
rather.
is to deer what Russia is to Ukraine. Good Lord. So you can check it out. These are great hats. Yes, they're affordable. No, they're not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So check it out at shellshockcbd.com. All right. I don't normally like wearing hats indoors. It's not really my thing, but you can check this out. It's a great hat. Mesh back on the front, standard camo pattern with the bomb drop logo in clear orange, so it can be distinguished in the woods. So it's like a little safety hat too. But no, these are really comfortable. They're breathable. They're great for hunting.
It's the Richardson hat. I think it's the 112. Is that right? They're comfortable.
Oh yeah, they're very comfortable. You check them out. shellshockcbd.com. Oh my God. What's going on, Rumble? What's going on Facebook? What's going on YouTube? I think I'm banned on Facebook again because they're a bunch of cocksuckers. It is what it is. I posted the video of the snake falling through the roof and they got me for inciting violence. They restricted my account. I think it's because I wrote burn or let it burn. I'm like, bro, seriously? You figure with all the AI stuff they're creating out there, you can detect fucking human sarcasm. Like, let it burn. Go. Yeah, it's whatever.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Where do we start? Where do we start? What the hell's going on?
Probably need this.
I posted a little, I've taken over a little bit of the advertising on the Shell Shock CBD Instagram and Facebook accounts. If you're seeing a little bit more political humor in there, that's us. We've opened the floodgates. So as the most recent one, it's Pete Buttigieg holding our CBD lubricant because, hey, even the cocksuckers want to use it. It works great. So it's whatever. It's whatever. We appreciate everybody being here. Again, we're going to be reading a lot of articles from the All-American Savage Show website today. You can check that out. So without further ado, let's get into it. That's your fucking cue. Like, he literally hit me up before the show. Like, hey, what's the sign for the
I thought you were going to do a little sales pitch here besides
I
the
just
loop.
did with the hats.
The hats?
What do you think the hats was? That's a Shell Shock product. We got to give a shout
I
out.
think it'd be more like, hey, check out the Delta 8, Delta 9 products or CBD.
Well, yeah, of course, but I started with the hats. We don't want to go too heavy into the Shell Shock right off the bat. We got to ease it in. That's why you got to use Shell Shock CBD lubricant to help slide right in, glide right into your objective without any type of pushback or pain or anything like that. So there you go. Shell Shock CBD lubricant. All right, let's get into the news.
I'm so tired. So tired.
I'm checking my phone. I check sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll check my phone to make sure there's no emergencies or anything like that, like text. Got a call at like 12, 10 in the morning. Said the burglar alarm was going off here. And I'm like, what the shit? So I checked it. I think it was like around 4 in the morning. So I called the security agency and I'm just like, hey, I got a notification. They're like, yeah, what is the password? And so I had to go through my passwords and find it. Like, okay, what's the verbal password? I'm like, I don't know the fucking verbal password. I gave you the digital passcode that lets people deactivate. Like, what? If I have this, why the fuck do you need the verbal one, you stupid fucks? So it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I sound like probably something like Joan Rivers, like, oh, I sound horrible. I don't know the verbal password, you stupid fuck. Here's the digital one. And they're just like, well, there's nothing we can do until you give us the verbal password. It's like, my partner set this up. I was like, here's the digit password. It gets you in. Like, well, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, oh my God, you people are, and I literally told you, you people are fucking worthless. So I hung up. Turns out it was the wind. We had a lot of wind last night. Some storms were blowing through, and it kind of blew on the door a little bit. And so it set off the burglar alarm. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm kind of like, you can't tell me. It's like, hey, are we even being robbed? Have we been robbed? We can't say anything until we get that verbal buzz. You motherfuckers. Do you think the robber is going to call the security company and ask, are we being robbed? Like, no, they don't give a fuck about that.
No, they don't care.
And Josh is like, yeah, I forgot the password. I'm like, son of a bitch.
It was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
and
I called
I'm
Josh.
like, I can't go back to sleep now. So
yeah, sorry about that. Well, I thought we were being robbed.
So me and Jocko up at 4 in the morning. Ready to work out.
Jocko's up at like 02, bro. You ain't got shit on him.
I guess I'm going to have a bowl of cereal.
No, Jocko wouldn't even have cereal. He'd be eating glass.
He'd be eating glass.
He'd be eating glass and dragging his nuts across gravel because that's what we do. Rawr. Kill. We approve. Mean mug face. Rawr. Whatever. But yeah, I don't wake up early enough for Jocko. All right, let's get into the news. U.S. tells Americans to leave Russia ahead of Putin's February 24th anniversary. United States on Monday urged all Americans in Russia to immediately leave the country in a top-level advisory which cited the unpredictable consequences of their armed conflict with Ukraine. In the Monday advisory, the U.S. included American citizens, including dual nationals, to leave Russia immediately and halt all travel in order to avoid harassment and unjust detention by the Russian government. Now, truthfully, we've already seen this with Brittany Grenier. Yeah, that was so ridiculous. But the fact is, they are going to target Americans. They already know the woke mob. If they capture a minority or somebody in the LGBT, they know the woke mob is going to demand the release. We're going to have to trade somebody else. And they're not wrong here. The U.S. should avoid Russia at all costs. I'm surprised we haven't even instituted travel bans. Like,
is there not travel bans?
I guess not. I mean, I would think that they just shut down all travel from Russia, saying, hey, we're in a proxy war. Don't go over there, because if they capture you, you're on your own. And they will do it. So I don't know. But yeah. Government security favored the arbitrary enforcement of law and limit the flights into and out of Russia. The embassy limited ability to assist U.S. citizens in Russia and the possibility of terrorism. The alert states U.S. citizens residing, traveling, or traveling in Russia should depart immediately. Exercise increased caution due to the risk of wrongful detentions. Now, it's a shame that we even have to put this out as a government because, you know, that's like common sense. Hey, we're going to war with this country or we're in a proxy conflict. You probably shouldn't go there. But then again, in Iraq during the invasion, I saw evangelicals walking around Baghdad. I'm like, you about to meet Jesus real quick. And the Muslims do not care. And sure as shit, a lot of them did. But yeah, there you go with that. By the way, you can write into the Dear John segment of the show on the All American Savage Show website. We've got some Dear Johns Josh is going to read. So again, it is allamericансavageshow.com, and you can go write the Dear John if you're wanting advice. Why? I don't know. We're kind of retarded, but the fact that you even ask us shit, the option's there.
Yeah, I haven't even gone through these, so
let's do it. Let's just open up the mailbag.
All right.
I feel like we should have a soundbite for that. The mailbag.
Now I got to find him again. Damn it.
I don't know. But there you go. So Pete Buttigieg. Yeah. But I posted that on our Instagram on the Shell Shock MIO. It's a picture of Pete Buttigieg holding up the CBD lube. So you're welcome for that.
Dear John, what are some good veteran-owned companies for coffee outside of Black Rifle Coffee Company?
There's Red Clover. There's Frontier Coffee Company. There's quite a few, honestly. Just go Google it, quite honestly. Like, do people like really ask these questions? Like, you know the answer. I think you just want me to engage with you so you feel special, which, stop that. That's fucking weak. Don't do that. That's weak sauce. Frontier Coffee, we've had no issue with them. Them and Red Clover, we've done some works with them.
They're good.
They're very good.
Very good.
Frontier Coffee Company, Red Clover Coffee Company, go check them out. I think if you use code Burke, you might get 10%. We don't get any of that. It's just, save yourself some money. They're great veteran-owned coffee companies. What else we got?
Let's see.
Dear John, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, these are pretty old. So
no, read them anyway.
All right. Let's see. Here's one. Hey, John, my 71-year-old mother is so malnutritious due to bad eating habits over the years that she has no appetite. The doctors tell her that most bodies are unable to come back from such severe malnutrition. That due to she needs to eat 6 small meals.
Are you really asking me this? Like, are you serious? John, the doctors say this, but you're a political commentator, so I'm going to ask you, what's your professional medical? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. All right, and that was the mailbag. You should write into Dear John. Probably should have prepped that a little bit better.
Oh my God. You made it sound like we had a shitload because we uncovered an old email that we haven't checked in a while with a bunch of Dear John. Well, I thought we did. But you can write into Dear John, allamericansavageshow.com. You can write in Dear John if you want advice, you want a bitch, whatever the case, you can write us over there. Well, at least it was a good outro. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
That was a decent outro.
Okay.
Dear John, the doctors have told my mom she's malnourished and doesn't come back. What do you think? Well, based upon my personal training experience,
We'll be praying for her.
yeah, thoughts and prayers. I hope she's eat. I don't fucking know. Go to your doc. Go to a nutritionist. The hell are you asking me for? What you should do is go take some Delta 8 gummies and get her hungry as fuck.
There you go.
You know, it actually could work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had the munchies so bad. I popped in Halo last night, Ultra Halo.
Yeah.
Oh, mama. Baked is an understatement. I was like Toll House baked. It was good, but oh my God, the girlfriend made we had God, what it was a concoction of it's like a fat-free, sugar-free brownie that actually tastes really good. Halo Top ice cream with some peanut butter. So it's a low carb, low cal, low sugar, and it tastes really good. But last night I grilled, I did chicken thighs, we did some drumsticks, I grilled salmon on wood for her, a little cedar board. It was really good. And then we had this, it was a good night. It was a really good night. And I was during the whole time, baked out of my brain. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
A lot of fun.
That's how you do it.
Nice and easy. And then we watched, I tried. Now, gentlemen, listen up. I gave it my best. I feel like there was just no other way to handle this. But we watched the episode 1 of Star Trek Next Generation. And gentlemen and ladies, try as I might, she just wasn't into it. So we're probably going to be breaking up now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could ever be with somebody that does not like Star Trek Next Generation. I just don't. So,
yeah. I'll give it to myself. I couldn't get into it either.
You know, there's just days where you just want to murder everything around you, and it's turning into one of those days. It really is. It really is. Nah. We tried. It was a good run. Sex Panther's like, it was a good run. It was. Hit the bricks. Nah, just kidding. No, we watched Downton Abbey. I don't care. I'm old. I don't give a fuck. It's a good show. It's a good family-friendly show. Your family can watch it. It'll draw you in. It will draw. Have you ever seen any?
I can't get into it.
You tried?
It's so boring.
I don't know. I thought it would be too. I didn't find it boring. And I was watching it when I was sober.
I try to watch it with my wife. Try to
Really?
share some commentary, but it's just so boring I fall asleep.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, maybe, hey, stack that with Shell Shock rackouts, and there you go.
There it is. I'm like,
All right. Dude, DS9 was big. Get the fuck out of here. Like, no. I'm sorry. Jean-Luc Picard kicked the shit out of Kirk and the rest of those nerds. He's better. All right, let's keep going. What's going on here? Train derails outside Detroit, Michigan, with one car carrying hazardous materials. Now, the frequency of these hazardous materials being carried or trained, this is very frequent, though, honestly. A lot of people don't realize this. There's a lot of I used to work on train cars when I got out of I got out of the Army back after my first tour. I forget what the year was. And then I got work working on train cars. I was a welder's apprentice, and I was also doing decals on the side of them for all the markings and stuff like that. So I worked in a train car yard. There's a lot of trains that are carrying hazardous material. Like, it's everywhere. Yeah. So the commonality is like, oh, what are the chances? Like, no, usually a lot of these things, they are carrying a lot of toxic chemicals. That's how a lot of them are distributed, done away with, whatever the case may be. So I'm trying to put that into perspective to where it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Honestly, to me, it's like, why are all these train accidents happening? But train derails outside Detroit, Michigan, with one car carrying hazardous materials, destroys entire few blocks of neighborhood, and the city is out roughly $5. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Train derails outside Detroit, Michigan, with one car carrying hazardous materials. Van Buren Township train derailed unfolds nearly 2 weeks after East Palestine, Ohio. It's already been 2 weeks?
really?
No.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Well, they just don't talk about this shit.
After 2 weeks after East Palestine, Ohio disaster, a train containing 1 car of hazardous materials has derailed Thursday in Van Buren Township outside Detroit, Michigan, reports say. The cause of derailment was not immediately clear. Police told Fox 2 Detroit that there were no injuries and the area is not a hazmat situation. Well, that's good. Officials that spoke to WXYZ, which report there's an actual news place called WXYZ. We should start our own called ABCD.
You bet.
Which reported that there were at least 6 cars were seen off the track, said one of them was carrying hazardous materials. The derailment comes less than 2 weeks after a train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, police told Fox. Okay, so there's nothing burger here. But listen to this, though. Chemicals from Ohio train derailment may spread 700 miles through river systems. This is how serious this issue is. Toxic chemicals from a train derailment in Ohio may spread 700 miles or more through the Ohio River to neighboring states, officials in Indiana revealed today. A train carrying vinyl chloride and other toxic chemicals derailed on February 3rd in East Palestine, Ohio. After the derailment, authorities decided that a controlled burn of the chemicals was appropriate, supposedly in order to prevent a much larger explosion from occurring. However, this controlled burn ultimately released toxic substances such as butyl alkylate to be released into the atmosphere. An evacuation order was issued for everyone within 1 mile radius, but this was recalled last week. Photos and videos showed giant clouds over the area of toxic substances being released. Now, they were talking also about like birds are no longer flying, their animals are gone, people are getting sick. This is a serious issue. It's like, this is like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
But now I feel like people are very hyper alert or hypersensitive to train accidents now. So the fact that they're reporting this other one that's not a hazmat issue, it's like, okay, so now it's kind of like shootings. When you're not reporting on it, it's just a common everyday occurrence. But then when you start reporting on it and highlighting it, it makes it look like, oh, it's going on everywhere. Well, statistically, it's really not, but it gives the perception that it is, if that makes any sense. But again, why they even run the story about this other train derailment in Michigan when there's no toxic chemical leak or anything? So why are you running that story? Is the train okay? Cool.
I guess is it like the balloons that have been
I don't know,
mapping out the United States?
One being Chinese spy and the other one being train accidents. It's like, is there a correlation here? And that's why I feel people are being led on this wild goose chase. And I honestly feel like the MSM is picking this up because the Biden administration wants them to. This is a great. Now again, I am not a conspiracy theorist, but these are distractions. These are distractions in the sense of like this article I just read from Fox. This train, it's a train accident. Okay, fine. But this is not, this has nothing to do with Ohio. So why are you making it sound as if it is? It was carrying toxic chemicals, but it didn't leak. So there's no hazmat. So what are you talking about? Why are you giving the illusion of? So that's what I'm saying. Fox is just as bad as CNN. They know what they're doing. They tried to make it akin to that toxic spill in Palestine, but it's not the same thing. That kind of worries me. Like something's going on. I don't know. With the chemicals leaching into the river, authorities in other states are concerned that they could spread much further, potentially contaminating the water along the way. In Indiana, the Evansville Water and Sewer Utility is monitoring their water intake in Indiana. Meanwhile, Flint, Michigan says, hey, this actually improved our shit. I'm kidding. There's a slim chance that we'll detect contamination from the spill at our site because our structure is around 700 river miles away from the spill, they said in a statement reported by local media. However, the EWSU is continuously testing and staying vigilant of the river conditions. In the event of detection close to us, EWSU will use carbon to absorb the contamination. West Virginia also expressed concerns about possible contamination from the disaster. Last Wednesday, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice confirmed that Weirton, a town in their northern panhandle close to East Palestine, said that officials had moved to a second source of water, which was done in an abundance of caution to keep the community safe. Well, at least you're taking precautions. That's a good thing. Hey, folks, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment on our Rumble page. We appreciate that. That helps us boost in the algorithm. We got almost 700 people watching live right now. What's going on, y'all? Thank you for being here. All right, let's keep going. Ohio residents erupted town hall. Where's Pete Buttigieg, excuse me. EPA Administrator Michael Regan is visiting East Palestine following the derailment. Voicing their concerns at a town hall on Wednesday night, Ohio residents impacted by this month's toxic train derailment asked where Transpo Pete Buttigieg was. Where's Petey? Where's he at? One man asked Mayor Trent Conway. I don't know. Your guess is as good as me, the mayor replied. He told attendees that Tuesday was the first time he had heard anything from the White House. In a Wednesday letter to Buttigieg, Republican Senator Mark Rubio and J.D. Vance wrote to request information from his department regarding oversight of the freight train system and other concerns. The senators gave the secretary 30 days to respond. Buttigieg had tweeted on Tuesday that the department was constrained by law on some areas of rail regulation, like the braking rule withdrawal by the Trump administration. And I love how they're trying to attack us right now. They're trying to blame this on Trump. They're trying to blame this for safety regulation. No. You don't. Here's the deal, and this is why this is such a farce. Let me explain this to people. This is not a they versus us or an us versus them. That's what the media wants you to participate in. This is not a Trump versus Biden. Okay, think of it this way, folks. You know how these OSHA and all this other stuff come in to regulate your companies for your better safety? You do realize a lot of these companies, when it comes to brakes and stuff like that, they do meticulous inspections. Because why? Because of this. Because this is costing them money. Now, granted, there are a lot of inspectables. There's a lot of things these companies come in and try and like provide good oversight on. But a he said versus she said, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, this is not a... if it was Trump's fault, well, Biden certainly hasn't done anything. Pete Buttigieg certainly hasn't done anything to correct the issue. So the issue, according to their terms, has been across all, to include the Obama administration. But I'm just sitting here saying, like, wait, a private company, you think that they really don't give a fuck about the safety of their equipment in a sense of it not working? Yes, they do. That would be like you going out there to your car that transports you every day to your job and you not giving a fuck about the brakes of said car. That makes no sense. No sense. But again, if the media can turn this and manipulate this into a us versus them, then they succeed. They get the clicks, they get the anger, they get the outrage, they get all this stuff, and ultimately they get the ad money. Okay? That's what it comes into. So Buttigieg tweeted out, blah, blah, blah. On some areas, like the braking rule withdrawn by the Trump administration in 2018 because of the law passed by Congress in 2015. But we are using the powers we do to keep people safe. Clearly, you're not. And if you can sit there and say it was withdrawn by Trump, why didn't you bring this up when you had control of Congress? I'm pretty sure, or you had control of the House, I'm pretty sure we would be bipartisan in this issue if it was really that big of a deal, but it's really not. It's really not. You're looking for a scapegoat because something happens, the American people get upset, the government goes to find a scapegoat, and if it's Trump, then weapons free, blame Trump left and right. This isn't Trump. This is ridiculous. This is a long dick. It just
at some point you're gonna have to take responsibility. Like,
exactly.
These people have got even
this
that guy. Cenk Uygur.
Well, even him. Like holy shit.
I mean, you gotta have. You gotta have some common sense, right?
Yeah.
You'd think. They can't all be Brooklyn Dad Defiants. Or they're just like total scumbags.
These people are, but yeah, when Cenk Uygur's coming out there, when like a melted pile of butter, you're agreeing with him, it's like, what world am I living in?
I know.
Oh my God. On Wednesday night, responding to tweets from GOP Senator Ted Cruz and Democratic Senator Ilhan Omar, Buttigieg said he was glad to see newfound bipartisan agreement over the issue. Are you serious? Well, I know that hundreds of lives, thousands of lives have been impacted, but I'm glad that we're getting some bipartisan support on this. Dude, shut the fuck up. Stop trying to deflect blame. You're in charge. You've had a massive stockpile pile up at the LA ports. Now you got this. You're horrible at your job.
Oh, they're so bad.
We could start by discussing immediate steps Congress could take to address rail safety and reduce... Okay, so I'm sorry. Right off the bat. This is the thing that people just don't fucking get, and this is what senators love doing. We could start by discussing immediate steps Congress could take to address rail safety. No, that is private companies. Congress did not thwart this. The government did not prevent this. It's not a government. You will not go in there and fix this. The government never does. They never do. All you do is just basically hamstring companies. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA Administrator Michael Regan is set to visit East Palestine on Thursday, and Buttigieg retweeted a video of Reagan saying rail operator Norfolk Southern would be held accountable for its role in the incident. Yeah, no shit. It's like you're sitting here like stating common sense. Yeah, no duh. It's like saying when Exxon has an oil spill, well, Exxon's going to be held accountable. Yeah, no fucking shit. We know that.
What about China for releasing that Wuhan virus on?
Nothing on that one. Yeah.
What about China sending these balloons over the United States for the past? Did you see that that soundbite that what's his name? John Kennedy, the Senator John Kennedy.
No.
Where he was talking about, I guess he had just come back from a briefing that he had got, and he sounded really somber. And at the end of the interview, he was like, "Yeah, make sure you lock your doors tonight." I mean, it doesn't sound good at all.
It doesn't. But the same token, there's a lot of these. And
These politicians
I think Kennedy's actually one of those good ones that he actually says the shit that Americans want to say. But at the same token, sometimes they go over. And I'm not trying to downplay this. I'm not trying to say we should be living in fear. But I also feel like it feels like we're being there's so much cloud of confusion because of the political embroilment that we're in, left versus right, that it feels like common sense. Where do we find the truth in all this? What is really going on here? And I don't know. I really don't know.
These politicians are telling us, it's a majority of them, it's got to be an absolute lie. They've been so busy profiting for themselves and not doing anything for the country that China has been sending these balloons over to the United States.
And buying up real estate in America.
And mapping them out. So that balloon came from, it went through Montana all the way to South Carolina before they shot it down. It went across the United States before they finally did something and shot it down. And then they shot down a bunch more.
Business, answer that text. No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Environmental Protection Agency, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the Department of Transportation noted to Fox News Digital on Thursday morning that the National Transportation Safety Board is the lead investigator in the incident and the Transportation Department in a supporting role. The department added that the Federal Railroad Administration, Pipeline, and Hazardous Material Safety Administration were on the ground within hours. I mean, cool. Whatever. Well, officials have said testing has so far shown that the local air is safe to breathe following, and I would not trust that. I certainly, but okay. And control release of the burn vinyl chloride. The community continued to worry about the safety. Water testing is ongoing, but the state's EPA said 5 wells that supply the village drinking water are free from contaminants. Norfolk Southern did not attend the meeting. So, okay, so here's the deal. The reason Pete Buttigieg is not going to go, even though that transportation is not in the lead in investigating this, it's still your job. It's kind of like how the president goes to these shooting areas to showcase love and support. If you're in charge of transportation, maybe you should go there and give a briefing. Just off the top of my head. But this administration will not show its face anywhere because that is such a colossal failure of nothing but blunder after blunder after blunder. They are not going to show their faces anywhere where they could be put in the position of being made to look foolish. They will not do it. And honestly, I kind of don't blame them. You fucked this up so bad, you're not wanted there. But the fact that you're also not showing up says a lot about you. It's ridiculous. But speaking of that, the next article here, and these are from allamericans.show.com. Guys, we were trying to push just the facts here. So if you want to go check out allamericans.show.com, at the bottom right of the website, you see that little bell? Tap that bell and you can receive notifications every time we go live. It's just that easy. You can subscribe or unsubscribe. Again, allamericans.show.com. That's where our central hub is going to be. Again, click that bell in the bottom right corner of the website. It automatically signs you up for the notifications of when we go live. Can't beat it. All right. Listen to this. You got to love this. FDA recalls 56,000 COVID antigen tests over false results. 56,000 antigen tests. The FDA recalled over 56,000 COVID-19 rapid antigen tests on Wednesday for an increased likelihood that they would produce false results. According to a statement released by the Federal Health Agency last week announcing the recall, Skipback Medical Labs SARS and COVID-2 rapid tests by Universal Meditech Inc. were likely to produce inaccurate results. The development is an update from an earlier announcement on May of last year that the tests were never authorized, cleared, or approved by the FDA for distribution or use in the United States. The FDA is concerned about the risk of false results when using this test because neither SML Distribution LLC or Medical Meditech or Universal Meditech has provided the FDA with adequate data to show the test works correctly. What are you talking about? The FDA never even proved accurate data that the fucking COVID vaccines work correctly. Why do you care? This is ridiculous.
Chicken fucker.
The FDA is updating the safety communication to include Universal Meditech as an additional distributor of the unapproved SIPAC Medical Lab SARS-CoV-2 antigen rapid test. These unapproved tests were separately distributed and were not included in the May 2022 communication, the statement now says. Again, they're going to deny, but even still, the fact remains that if it is possible, these tests are coming up with false positives. I recall during the onset of COVID with those new tests, there was a lot of false positives.
Yeah.
There were a lot of false positives. This is nothing new. So it's kind of like the very same organization that people are going towards to fix said issues in this country. Transportation, the FDA, all of these, they continuously fuck it up. You get it wrong on such a massive level that honestly, local communities within states can handle this. They can. and 10 times more effective and efficiently, may I add. It just blows my mind how even Republican senators, in the midst of this catastrophe in Ohio, can say Congress needs to step in and do more. No, they don't. They really don't. Here's the other thing. Do we even know the causation of these wrecks yet? Do we know? No, we don't. We know nothing. So they're saying brakes. They're blaming it on. Do we know that for a fact? This is the issue. And by the way, train cars have to go through inspection routinely. That's what we did at that train car. We had to inspect them. We had to re-weld, buff things out, left and right, replace panels. Yeah, and they had to be inspected. I literally worked for an inspection. It was Weber Inc., I think. And I'm telling you, it wasn't Weber. It was
How long did you work for him?
Oh, like 6 months. It was like 6 months.
Did you ever hear of a train accident while you were working there?
There? No. People, they would bring, it's a train car inspection and repair facility. So they would bring us the train cars. We'd repair them, and they'd have to do updates on decals, re-welds, whatever the case may be. But they had to go through inspection, especially the chemical ones. They had to actually go in there and do the pressurized test. Very extensive and expensive testing. So I don't know, man. This is like I said, I did that for like 6 months. Literally got in the train cars, helped with the inspections. I wasn't in charge of it because I didn't know what I was doing. I was a helper. And then a lot of the stuff, though, you look at it, it's like, no, they go through a lot of testing. So including the brake system. And I'm telling you, folks, if there's like one nut or bolt fucking missing, it's deadline and you got to repair it. That's how fucking intricate they get. So something's just not adding up. But whatever, unless this was sabotage.
Something's not right. I don't know,
Unless this was sabotage. I don't know.
It's
not hard to derail a train.
The wars that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And then also you have, China having our entire country mapped out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little troublesome if they sent one of those balloons over with the what is it, the EMT or
EMP?
The EMP where
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes out our power grid and all that.
It's completely possible.
Yeah.
It is completely possible. EMPs being hoisted by drones, it's completely possible. According to the reports, the faulty COVID-19 tests were delivered to distributors in California and Texas, while Universal MedTech Inc. planning to receive the totality of the recalled tests, unlike PRC tests typically administered in hospitals, which involved a nucleic acid amplification test to deliver results. Rapid antigen tests are not reliable for asymptomatic COVID-19 patients, according to the CDC. Yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Just don't trust the government. Don't trust the fucking government. Well, here's some funny news. LGBTQ activists forced to apologize for calling J.K. Rowling a Nazi after she threatens him with legal action. Atta girl.
That's what you got to do.
Fuck him. J.J. Wells, whose Twitter bio says he is a drag queen, go figure, got into a heated exchange with Rowling in which she said she was a Nazi, or at least has views that align with them. Throughout the exchange, Rowling threatened Wellness with legal action twice. The thing about solicitors, lawyers, game is everyone can play, J.J. Rowling wrote. I ignored your hyperbolic metaphor about burning me to death in 2020, but I'm starting to think that was a mistake. What's your solicitor's view on this Nazi accusation? Would they advise you to defend it in court? She ended the tweet with a kiss face emoji. Later the same day, Rowling tweeted, "Okie dokie, JJ. Well, we'll play it your way. Give my regards to your solicitor." She then added a winky face. That conversation took place on December 29th of 2022. This week, Wells posted a series of tweets apologizing, leading many to assume he was contacted by Rowling's lawyers. Damn right. I would like to publicly apologize for a previous Twitter thread where I interacted with J.K. Rowling on matters relating to the transgender community, he wrote. I have now removed these tweets and would like to apologize to J.K. Rowling directly for causing potential upset. I failed to choose my words with care and would like to retract my previous statements relating to her views on LGBT, and more specifically, transgender people. I would also like to retract my likening to J.K. Rowling to any far-right or Nazi organizations and emphasis I do not wish any individual inclusive to J.K. Rowling to come to any harm. In this case, Rowling may have had UK law on her side. UK libel law are looser than in the US. In the UK, the burden of proof is on the person who made the claim to prove what they said is true. In addition, an accuser, Rowling in this case, merely has to prove what a person said is damaging to their reputation, rather than show any actual negative repercussions from the comments. In the US, on the other hand, the accuser needs to not only prove the defamatory statement was false, but also that the person who made the claim knew it was false and said it anyway. Moreover, plaintiffs usually have to show damages or negative material, and this is true. We've dealt with this personally. This is true. The burden of proof is on the accused. So we've dealt with this. We've taken it out of court a few times, but I've had my stalker, basically same thing, DMing people about my company, about me, my personal life, trying to damage said reputation, forward it to the lawyers, like just collect it all up and give it to the police. And the burden of proof is there. The burden of proof is saying like this is impacting sales because she targeted shell-shock customers. And it could be proved through DMs and things such as this. So basically, I said that to the police. They got the case together. Detective contacted the stalker and said, look, you can continue this, but you're on his radar. I would stop. It's true. But in the UK, it doesn't require that much, and I kind of like that. Yeah. But for somebody to say that JK is a Nazi, it's like, okay, well, now I'm going to take you to court, and you got to prove that. And a lot of liberals can't do that because they don't even know what Nazism is. So you like using the buzzword, the dog whistle. You're a Nazi. What is a Nazi? What are their beliefs? What are their political beliefs? Forget the Jews, forget race. Give me their political, economic beliefs. And they can't. They fucking can't. And it's hilarious to me. Fuck, like Mussolini. Mm-hmm. What was Mussolini? What was Stalin? And they can't. They just go to the age-old, like they hated the Jews and you're just like a Nazi. What? You're the ones that say we can't criticize Jewish nepotism. Yet you're the ones that turn around and like through backdoor channels are kind of like, well, it is kind of true. The only difference is we'll just admit it. We'll come out and say, it's like, look, yeah, I think Jewish nepotism is real. So is black white. Of course it's real. But it's just liberals are always so two-faced. They're always so two-faced when it comes to this. Many replied to Wells' apology by criticizing Rowling for using her money and influence to threaten and silence him. No, that's what happens when you want to go against the big bricks. You go ahead and try to go against somebody with money and see if they're going to tolerate your bullshit. Because the other thing is I've had the ability to sue somebody before and justify I could sue. But the thing is they don't have any money. So what's the point? Sometimes you do have to make a principled choice. There is that, if it's bad enough. But most of the times, if they have no money, it's like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to take them to court. I'm going to spend a couple $1,000s. They'll be guilty. And be like, oh, well, all we can pay is like $20 a week or a month for fucking the next 5 years. You think they give a fuck? No, probably not. Or they file bankruptcy and you got nothing. I don't know. This is just me. I've been down this road many times because there's a difference. There's a difference. Somebody says you're a piece of shit versus, oh, you're a liar. But we had some woman like accusing us of putting lead in our CBD when we first launched. Like, no, that's not the way it works, you dumb bitch. Forward to the lawyer. The lawyer's like, unless she can prove it, yet again, it's like, you can't. And then she quickly shut the fuck up. Are we utilizing the law as a club? You're damn right, because you deserve to be clubbed with the law. You're breaking the law. You're making these false accusations. That's why social media has made people way too comfortable levying certain accusations. And eventually, when these rich motherfuckers get tired of it, they will drag your ass to court and make a public example of you. And I'm glad she did, especially towards the LGBTQ. Those fucking nerds have it coming.
That's why they sue the right so much.
Yeah.
And I know Bongino's brought this up before. It's not that they're expecting to win, but it's the
perception.
Just going through it itself is the punishment.
Yeah.
So them continuously suing the baker who won't make a gay cake.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
They'll just continue to take them to court.
Yep.
And
pretty much.
The process is the punishment. So
that's what's so ridiculous about it.
Really is.
But that's where we're at. Rowling has been extremely vocal in her anti-trans views. In 2020, she famously posted an essay on her official website outlining her concerns about trans activism, which included the baseless assertion that allowing trans women access to women's restrooms and changing rooms would put cis women in danger of sexual assault. No, that's been proven true. This has already happened multiple times. We actually have a story about it today. Today, the essay reads like a template for much of the moral panic. Okay, this is just MSM putting their liberal spin in here. But outside, Rowling has since come out in support of conversion therapy for Rowling has since come out in support of conversion therapy for trans people and claimed that almost everyone agrees with her, even as famous people that she has worked with condemned her words. More recently, her tweets about trans issues have devolved to the level of trolling. Yes, because that's what trans people have done to her, and she fires back. You see, you think you little fucking nerd trans peasants out there can bring her. You're not. You're not going to. You never will. And that's what people on the right. Matter of fact, I'd seen this tweet yesterday. I'm not sure who this girl is. And quite frankly, I get sick and tired of these fucking, these neocon boomer, but yet they're Gen Z millennials or Gen Z fucking idiots. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is from Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh does a response video to that Dylan Mulvaney fucking retard who had the surgery and he's just a fucking weirdo, wacko. Probably he's no. Anyway, this one girl named Liberty Anders, I don't know who she is. She's got like 60,000 followers. I don't know who she works for, probably one of these boomer fucking Blaze Media, whatever. But she says, this is very mean-spirited. Conservatives will lose the culture war if we keep treating people this way. And Matt Walsh lights into Dylan Mulvaney, and justifiably so. Basically says, like, you've basically had your masculinity removed, but that does not automatically increase your femininity. You just removed a part of yourself that was human. And he's right here. But you have women like this, like, oh, this is too mean. We should be more loving. Man, fuck that. Fuck that. Bully, harass, absolutely. On social media. Fuck yes. Fight back. Stop being nice to these people. Because the whole live and let live, it doesn't work. It does not work. The buck stops at transgenderism. It stops there. That's what's ridiculous about this. And the fact that freaking transgenderism was even allowed in the LGBT is just beyond me. It is really beyond me. But yeah, there you go. But dude, I got nothing but respect for J.K. Rowling. Good for you. Yeah. Fuck these douchebags. And that's why it's like, no wonder the trans community is hated. You're a bunch of fucking douchebags. Nobody likes you. All you do is whine and bitch and complain about how what trans rights are you talking about? What trans rights don't you have? Because ultimately what it boils down to is you want the right to fucking chop up kids is what you want. That's exactly what it is. Everything else you have a right to do. So what are you on about? Yeah. I really don't get that.
Getting closer and closer to try to normalize pedophilia.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah. So that's why I don't feel bad.
Love is love.
When they're attacked, I really don't care. I feel nothing for you degenerates. Nothing. You're insane. And these Dylan Mulvaneys and the rest of these fruitcakes, you're responsible. Ugh, just disgusting. Hideous figures. I don't get it, but whatever. Arkansas, trans woman arrested for making fake bomb threats. Look at this. Look at this guy. This is a trans. He's got a thicker mustache than I've got.
Good.
Acne all over his face. This is from All American Savage Show.
It's like Jack Black's kid or something.
Good
right?
Lord. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, 100%. Looks like Jack Black's kid. It's disgusting. Here's where you can find the article. This is the All American Savage Show website. AllAmericanSavageShow.com. I'm posting the link in chat on YouTube and stuff like that. There it is. That's a trans woman. Okay. They're not even trying anymore.
Very lazy.
Lily Meschmacher can be seen in a mugshot with long blonde hair and a beard. You should be making fun of these fruitcakes.
What's his name?
Lily Meschmacher?
It's a very feminine name for such a masculine face.
A transgender individual from Arkansas has been arrested for calling in fake bomb threats in Mississippi. On January 31st, the Oxford police were informed about a post on social media mentioning multiple times that a bomb had been placed in the Mississippi city which serves as the home of the University of Mississippi, also known as Ole Miss. According to the reports, police officers, including a canine unit, searched the area of Oxford mentioned in the online post, and after a while came to the conclusion there was no bomb after all. The investigation then switched to finding out who was behind the post to begin with. Investigators determined that Lily Meschmacher, 29, a transgender individual who identifies as a woman, was behind the posts. Meschmacher is a resident of Conway, Arkansas, hundreds of miles away from Oxford. An arrest warrant was subsequently issued to Meschmacher for the crime of false reporting of placing explosives that evening. He was then arrested by Conway police and extradited to Oxford on February 10th, where they were booked. The transgender individual was taken in front of Lafayette County Justice Court judge for the initial bond hearing and given a $50,000 bond for the alleged bomb threats. Following the news breaking, a number of conservatives and other online were quick to mock the news and police for referring to Meschmacher as a woman. In a mugshot issued by Oxford police, Meschmacher can be seen with a shock of long blonde hair, but also a very obvious beard, revealing they are a biological male.
The fact that they even allowed this person to claim to be a woman is ridiculous.
Last year, the federal government seemed to confirm that transgender women still count as men for at least one purpose. When they announced that those who are born male must still register for the draft, the U.S. citizens or immigrants who are born male and change their gender to female are still required to register, the U.S. government said. On the other hand, individuals who are born female and change their gender to male are not required to register. Oh, man, you get your cake and you eat it too, you feminists.
Yeah. They're going to have to put a stop to this shit because...
I'm like a man, but I don't have to register for the draft.
like you fucking pussy.
These
You pussies.
criminals are going to start to do this. Why wouldn't you claim to be a woman
Yep.
if you're a hardcore criminal?
I agree.
I mean, they got to stop it. It's just common sense at this point.
They're going to, whatever advantage you give them, whatever route you give them to take out, they're going to take it. Why wouldn't they? These are criminals. They don't care. They don't care. But now they talked about how there's like transgender women that are men as women in these jails raping these other women and impregnating them. We've read that article before too.
Yeah.
And who's at fault?
Yeah, who's shocked?
Who's shocked? Really? Yeah. They're criminals. Who's shocked? And then you start letting men and women be in the military and co-ed stuff and sexual assaults go through the roof. And you're shocked. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Are you let me finish? Are you let me finish? Are you serious? No, we should not have co-ed military. Sorry. We can't. Just, it doesn't work. Barracks, showers, just no. It's ridiculous. But established media questions Biden's 2024 viability over age, blunders when tired equals brain dead, mush, and dementia. At least 2 establishment media outlets on Thursday. Oh, before I forget, did you see the article circulating right now about Chris Cuomo?
No.
Apparently saying that when he got fired from CNN, he was contemplating killing a lot of people and then himself. Yeah, it's going viral right now. This is Chris Cuomo saying that when he got fired, he was thinking about killing people.
It makes sense.
It does.
They're psychopaths.
They are. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All of them. They're all crazy. All these people who are pushing
ridiculous.
these narratives that they know to be false,
Yeah.
PP tapes, Russian collusion, and like doubling and tripling down on it. Like they're psychotic.
They are. It's
Legitimately psychotic. If you're looking at a man and you're saying, "Oh no, that's a woman,"
But that motherfucker did not care
you're
whose
crazy.
life he destroyed
Yeah.
with his false reporting and his lack of journalistic integrity. But yet when his life comes, I mean, pardon me, wish he would have done it. You're a piece of shit, dude. I really don't give a fuck about you. Go ahead, do it.
I know he
Do
might-
the world a favor.
he's too weak to do it.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar.
Loves himself too much.
You love yourself too much to do it, don't you? That's the real truth. It's like, I love sucking my own dick so much I could never stop doing this. It's such an amazing dick.
Kisses the mirror.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You're so good looking, Curtis.
Talking
They
about you're going
should
to kill
have
other people. You don't
fired
have the balls to do that, bro. This is the same dude that said saying Fredo is akin to saying the N-word towards black people. It's the N-word for Italians. Are you fucking kidding me? Fredo? Pasta Alfredo? Are you fucking... Shut up, dude.
You know what
Shut
the
up.
N-word for Italians is? The N-word. The same for everybody.
It's the N-word.
You don't get a special word.
Yeah.
You know, he only said that for attention. He would. That guy would never do something like that.
Jesus.
Came out just craving attention.
You know, oh my God. Dealt with something last night. This is the stuff I get pulled into. Apparently there was a drill sergeant that I'm not going to go into great detail. It's going to be handled. I'm not sure at what level it's going to be handled. So I was talking the other night with some friends of mine. We had a very good conversation. It was the day that we found out the pack. Oh, by the way, emails and stuff like that for Shell Shock for the mail fiasco, we've caught up. If you've not heard back from an email you submitted for customer support about a missing order, and let me clarify, the post office lost over 80 packages. If you've not been responded to yet, please email us at support@shellshockcbd.com. I believe we're 100% caught up now. Omar and Tyler and the rest of them have been busting their ass. Yeah. If you did not receive a response, please email us again. And we're on top of this. We're replacing everyone's order that the federal government fucked up and lost. We're fixing it. We're going to fix that. So please bear with us on that. But if you've not heard back about your order status and you're curious, hit us up. We've got Omar standing by. He's been answering messages, DMs, emails, phone calls, and he's been kicking ass. So, yeah. But with that being said, I was high as fuck last night, but I got into a conversation about Stoicism and things about how to handle your emotion, not letting people get the emotion inside of you and taking control of it for example, like if you allow someone to make you angry, you've given them power over you. You've allowed them to elicit a certain emotional response from you as to be expected. So last night I was thinking about that a lot. But anyway, something got brought to my attention about a drill sergeant that posted a letter from one of his trainees in basic training. And the letter basically read that like, hey, I'm not doing good mentally. I just really want to kill myself. I miss my family, blah, blah. I just need help. Please, I'm at my breaking point. Wrote the letter to the drill sergeant. The drill sergeant then posted it to his social media making fun of the kid. This was forwarded to me. And I'm just kind of like, okay, this could be some one of those things that you just blast into the world and you tank this motherfucker because clearly you don't do that. That's just too much. There are ways of like strengthening your privates, whatever you want to call them, getting them physically and mentally tough, but breaking them down to that level and making fun of them when they're saying I'm doing not good. And trust me, there's a lot of them that they play the system and there's nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do as a drill sergeant. If somebody comes up to you and says, I'm thinking suicide, you have an obligation to report it to your chain of command and make sure that person is separated and taken care of. You have an obligation. Now, if they're milking the system, that's not your call as a drill sergeant. You don't get to make that call. That's up to command. You do your job. So anyway, a friend of this drill sergeant that served with him apparently posted the letter saying, this is a former guy I served with. What a piece of shit you've done. Paraphrasing. So anyway, I got roped into it. Somebody DM'd me about it. It's like, hey, you were a drill. How do we find this motherfucker? It's like, it's not that hard. It's like, you just go, Google the fucking training battalions. The guy posted the picture. It's got his name all over it. And so you just go find. So I called their battalion staff duty. And I was like, hey, this is Drill Sergeant Burke over in Alpha Company. I need to get a hold of a drill sergeant so-and-so. And the privates are answering staff duty phone. That's who stocks it. So if you're a drill sergeant, you know what I'm talking about. Like these little privates don't know what the fuck they're doing. So when they hear, yeah, this drill sergeant's like, Roger, drill sergeant, we'll get on it. They're scared shitless. They're trainees answering a phone. So they gave me the information I needed. They didn't know any better, which still. So I got this guy's location, everything.
Still got it.
Still got it, baby. Still got it. So anyway, I contact this drill sergeant in his DMs. I'm like, look, bro. I was like, here's the deal. I was like, I get that you probably have a good heart in you because you want to be an alpha meat eater. You want to train these kids and get them ready, get them hard. I understand that. I was like, but you go too far with this one. I was like, it's just too much. It's like, look, bro, what good are you hoping to accomplish here? This does not make you look good as a drill sergeant. It does not make that kid look good. I was like, number one, you're the father figure in their life. They look up to you. And then when they have the person that fills that role, and many of them don't even have fathers, and you're it. And when you go to that level, you break them down more than you need to. That's too much. That's too much. There are other ways to go about achieving that level of breaking them down mentally and building them back up. This ain't it. And he was like, I'm sorry. He's like, you're right. I went too far. And he apologized. Like, cool, bro. No harm, no foul. Got it. Delete the shit. Apologize to people. But apparently I just got word that TRADOC now found out. And, it is what it is. I didn't submit it to TRADOC. I just left it alone. I was like, this guy apologized. He pulled the post down, made it right by people. And, everybody's like, yeah, you're only apologizing because you got caught. And it's like, look, I don't know the dude. I have no idea who this guy is. He sounds sincere. I just don't know. But he did as requested. But apparently now TRADOC's got it. And quite frankly, and the dude even says, like, I've been following you for years. And I was just like, oh, yeah, great, man. It's awesome. It's like, but bro, drill to drill. Don't do this shit. You don't need to do this. It achieves nothing. And I thought we were good. But I told him, it's like, I'm not telling anybody. It's nobody's business. And I haven't given away his information or anything like that on this podcast. But again, apparently somebody had messaged that to the TRADOC social media on Instagram. They said, thank you for alerting us to this. He's fucking done. Your career's over. I hate that for him, but that's what happens, dude. Sometimes you make a mistake and you can quickly correct it, change course, not do it again. And other times that mistake's so bad. And in this day of mental health and shit like that, you don't fuck around with that. Like, you do not fuck around with that. Those are the areas of like mental health that you just do not tiptoe through. You don't test the waters. You leave it be. So somebody even said they had forwarded to the TRADOC Sergeant Major. It's like, if that's true, you're fucking done. You are fucking done. TRADOC Sergeant Major's got to crush your fucking skull. Because if shit like that gets out and goes viral and the press picks that up, holy hell. Holy hell. But from my understanding,
now if you wear a dress and put on some makeup,
if you chop your penis off, you're A-okay. You can't make fun of those dudes.
We could work around that. It's normal.
I hate it for him. I think he made an honest mistake, but then I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know anything about it. I just got roped into it, and I told my friend, I was like, don't do this to me. Like, I'm not trying to bully this guy. I was like, he apologized, because I even said, I was like, hey, bro, I'm just coming at you as a fellow drill. And he's like, hey, right off the bat, his first, like, hey, I fucked up. I was like, cool. All right, great. I don't need to bully you. I'm not going to post this. I got nothing. You're going to correct it. Fine. The problem fixes itself. But, yeah, it is what it is. And I hate it for him. But, dude, his career might be over after this. He'll probably lose hat and badge. He'll never get promoted. It is what it is. Man, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around with that. And TRADOC is training indoctrination command. It's like, it's basically where all the training happens. It's the flagpole of the military. You don't want to go there. It's not a fun place. But, yeah. Apparently there's a fire at a storage plant, a plastic storage plant. I've been seeing that circulating too. That's what it is. But anyhow, let's get back on track there. I love how we get like so sidebarred. At least two establishment media outlets on Thursday questioned President Joe Biden's 2024 viability due to his advanced age and continuous blunders. The issues were raised on the same day the president will undergo a physical examination, as Breitbart News reported. As rumors swirl, Biden will launch a re-election campaign in April. The media appeared to be taking the position Biden's age and mental acuity could impact his chances of defeating the GOP nominee. One outlet phrased the White House's attempt to play down the dilemma as a balancing act. I will tell you this right now, Biden is not going to run in 2024. His own side will not let them. They know Biden cannot beat Trump. He cannot beat Trump because Trump has already announced he's going to ballot harvest, excuse me. Trump's already made that announcement come 2024, and I don't blame him one bit. Play the game.
Yeah.
Play the fucking game.
Play to win.
Play to win. Do it on their grounds.
Yeah, I can't see.
But if you're going to put dementia-ridden Joe against Trump now that he's going to be playing by the same rules, you're going to lose.
He's got so much shit coming out on him.
He does.
I mean, I don't even know how he is still in office just on this. Like,
because Democrats are protecting him.
His brother using him to leverage business deals in China and Ukraine and Russia and like all over the place.
I think it's honestly because they're protecting him.
100%.
They have to be. There's no other way.
This guy is just a empty suit.
Yeah.
That they're just walking around.
Yeah. What is the viewer count on Rumble? Mine says 1 watching. 1 viewer's watching. What is that? Something's fucking up on Rumble.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the comments and thumbs up, by the way. I appreciate that. But it says 1 person's watching. Did we lose?
Fan goes wild.
Thank you to our fan. Did we lose? It says we're still streaming to Rumble. Are we still building? I would think people would be commenting if we were fucked up. I don't know. Judd Apatow.
It's just us and Hobo Chill. It's just us. It
would still be entertaining with Hobo watching. It'd still be entertaining. Everybody's like, it's only me. Mine says 1. Okay, so everybody says it was 700 before that happened. Yeah, I thought that too. Okay. Judd Apatow, Lena Dunham attacked New York Times over trans coverage, exposing schools encouraging minors to change gender behind parents' backs. Why do you have issue with this? I mean, you know why. Look at her. Like Judd Apatow and Lena Dunham. Don't know who Judd is. I know who Lena is. These are some of the most fattest, unattractive pieces of man and woman meat I have ever seen. Hollywood celebrities Judd Apatow and Lena Dunham have joined transgender activists who are attacking the New York Times over its recent coverage of transgender children, including a January article exposing how schools are encouraging minors to change their gender behind the backs of their parents. I'm telling you, we can see your messages, by the way, in chat and Rumble. No, we can't say them. I'll tell you this right now. If I found out I had kids in the school and the teacher's telling them to change their gender behind my back, I'm going to that school. I'm going to beat the brakes off that motherfucker. Don't care who they are. Don't give a fuck who they are. You're catching an ass whooping. Make fear great again. The fear of parents should be in every teacher's mind. Do not fuck with the parents. They should drag you out of the school and beat you to half an inch of your death. Don't you dare ever fucking implant those seeds of degeneracy and insanity into the youths. It's disgusting. These Lena Dunhams and these Judd Apatows, I'd be perfectly okay with them being committed to a camp. I'm okay with it. These people are fucking horrendous human beings. They are disgusting. They are just horrible.
Did you see the video of this grandfather going to his grandson's class and confronting the teacher who was putting him in a dress?
What?
Yeah.
No, what did he do?
He just yelled at her, made her cower.
Good.
And she was like, please don't raise your voice to me.
Bitch, you're lucky I don't beat the fucking brakes off of you. You ain't got equality like you think you do. Because if we're equal, you should fight back and you should be able to win. Bitch, you fucking try putting my boy in a dress, you're walking out of here with a busted fucking nose. I don't give a fuck what sex you are. You go after the kid. Folks, I'm telling you right now, this is the line that's not crossed. I don't give a shit what your sex is. You women wanted equality because you're fourth wave feminine cancer. This is it. You fuck with the kids, you deserve to get your lips busted. You do. I don't give a fuck who disagrees with that. This goes beyond a man hitting a woman. This goes into you trying to mentally make a child mentally unstable for the sake of pushing your degenerate LGBT bullshit rhetoric, using them as indoctrinational or using them for your indoctrination to get them as allies because, quite honestly, it's true. The LGBT, you can't reproduce, so you have to recruit. You want to grow your numbers. You want to grow your allies. And the stupidest thing is, you actually had us as allies for a little while, and then you kept going. Now it's like, yeah, I'm against you now. I don't give a fuck about any of you. I kind of wish that grandfather would have beat the brakes off that fucking teacher.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
go in there and you're trying to put my son in a dress?
Because he was like, you do it again, I'm going to make you viral, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know that I wouldn't just be able to grab her by her neck and
Yeah, beat the shit out
take
of her.
her out to the parking lot.
Imagine your son in a classroom
how
and that
dare
teacher
you?
makes him get into a dress.
Yeah.
I'm going to break your fucking hands. I will break your fucking hands.
Yeah,
It's
it'd
disgusting.
be very, very tough to restrain
Yeah.
and try to go the
Oh my God. These people are
legal
just.
recourse.
I'm sorry. And that's why people talk about like, oh, it's just live and let live with trans. No, they should be stopped. It should be illegal.
No,
These
they
people
take
should be
it. They
banned.
go way too far.
They go way too far. They go after the kids.
They go way too far. They start, taking things on themselves.
Yeah.
Well, if he wants to wear a dress, let's put him in a dress. If he wants
Folks,
to do this,
I'm
let's
getting the things about the Detroit train derailment. We literally just covered that in the beginning of the show. It's not a hazmat. They derailed, like, people watch the fucking show. Damn. Coming in here like freaking after we've been going for like what, an hour and 2 minutes. You're saying, there's another trail derail. Yeah, no shit. We already covered it. Fuck.
We're back on the trans.
We're back on the trans shit again.
From trains to
Train
trans.
derail with trans going everywhere. Oh my God. At least two petitions are circulating that target the New York Times over transgender debate. The first petition features close to 200 signatures from past and present Times contributors, people who have written for the paper but aren't necessarily on staff, as well as many more signatures. Oh, you got 200 signatures. Suck a dick. Suck a dick. I am proud. This is from Roxanne Gay, R. Gay. I am proud to be among so many New York Times contributors signing this open letter calling out their egregious coverage of trans issues. The bias has been It's not bias. Oh, my God. Sex man is like, hey, man, did you hear about the weather balloon flying over the U.S.? As
What?
thinkers,
Which
we are
one?
disappointed to see New York Times 5. I'm tired of reading this transgender degeneracy. No. Mm-mm. That's just...
The trans.
I love how GLAAD tweets out more than 100 organizations and leaders have signed a letter to the New York Times demanding to stop this biased, irresponsible coverage of transgender people. I love how they say it. It says the New York Times, stop questioning trans people's right to exist and access to medical care. What are you talking about?
What medical care?
Their medical care in their mind is that they should be able to undergo the surgeries. They're saying that's life-saving medical care. No, it's not. You are not going to die by natural causes if you do not undergo your therapy. What you do is you kill yourselves because you can't get what you want, signifying and indicating there is a serious psychological disorder there. And quite honestly, society weeding itself out. That's Darwinism. Go right ahead. I don't care. I do not care. Trans lives do not matter. They do not matter to me, nor will they ever. You are insane. You went after children. This is the byproduct. This is the ramifications of what you chose to do as a community, as an organization. And the LGBT backed your play. So by all means, because I read the article about the one journalist. It talked about like Hogwarts Legacy game has caused trans suicides. Great, buy more. I don't fucking care. It's a great video game from what I'm reading. And the reviews are just destroying the market, saying it's a great game. Oh, let them die. I don't care. I really don't care. You went after the kids. Go fuck yourself. Because now it's kids versus you. It sounds bad to say, but it's what we're all thinking. I don't care. I don't like you. I have no business being around someone that's transgender. You are insane. You are insane. That's just the truth. But as long as we have transgenders on our side, well, then it's okay. No, it's not. What's John Burke saying now? It's truth. If we classify it as being insane, but then we have insane trans on our side, then it's okay? No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry. People are not going to like that stance, but it's the God's honest truth. It is the God's honest truth. Crazy.
What about Blair White?
I disagree with her too. Him. That's a dude. That's a dude.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy, but I will tell you this right now. I'm sorry. We can have the same political alliances and viewpoints, but it's still embracing insanity.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
But at least he actually has some common, and he stands for don't go after the kids. I'll respect that. I can respect that. But to sit there and say, oh, transgenderism is not a mental... Yes, it is. It 100% is.
I know he's talked about... This was a while ago, several years ago, that it was maybe on Crowder, that he was saying how he wished he hadn't had all the hormones and all that stuff. Because I think he had done it before he was 20. So he was very, very young. Jesus. So even if he wanted to trend, like...
There's the 18-year-old.
Snapped out of it and wanted to have kids, and he's not able to. Got an empty sack.
Doesn't even have a sack, I'd imagine. There's the 18-year-old girl that tried to transition into the boy and then detransitioned back, and the media will not touch his story or her story. Like, she's an actual woman.
Yeah.
Took the hormones. I think she had the mastectomy. I forget her name. And it's a sad story.
I think I saw it. Like,
it's, and
she
I feel
started
bad
balding.
for her.
She got a beard.
Yeah. I feel bad for her.
Heavy set.
No, I think this is a different one.
So I saw one where it was like, even the doctor this lady had gone to get the hormones and all the treatments and the mastectomy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Was like, she's in constant pain.
Yeah.
The doctor can't even help her anymore.
Yeah.
Just ruined her life.
I forget who it was that posted about it.
That
but
guy
it was,
should be sued.
Yes, I agree.
That
You violated
doctor
your oath.
Should be sued.
Do no harm means do no harm. That also includes psychologically.
Yeah.
But I could see how somebody would classify that as a like similar to like a boob job, nose job. But then again, it's not really a cosmetic surgery.
It's
you are
not.
changing your body. Like
cutting your penis off
Yeah.
to make a vagina hole isn't going to help you out in the long
it's
run.
not like they cut it off, they invert it because they were
Well,
inverted.
But what they say is that it's a wound that is always trying to
heal and close and tighten.
And they have to
go in there and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not.
It's disgusting.
It's not a good situation.
I don't want to read that article again. I remember reading that article and it was nasty.
It's disgusting.
Nasty to the point where he had to make sure to keep it loose himself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting. Ugh, it's disgusting. But there you have it. But I love how they said, stop questioning trans people's right to exist. No one questioned your right to exist. It's the fact that we said don't target children, and that's what you don't like. So you kind of wrap it up in this nice little generic statement of stop questioning trans people's right to exist and access to medical care. No, what you need access to is psychological care. You need to go get help. You need to go get help. That's just the truth. But then again, and that's why all these debaters are always talking about, like, well, the DCM-5 was changed. Yeah, it was changed to support this bullshit narrative that is embraced by the political left, and they manipulate the science to support their narrative. Science is dead. Science is fucking dead. It's crazy. Survivor guitarist demands Nikki Haley stop using Eye of the Tiger. Survivor guitarist Frankie Sullivan has told Nikki Haley not to use his iconic song Eye of the Tiger after she unveiled her presidential campaign with it this week. On Wednesday, the former Trump administration ambassador announced her 2024 candidacy, which she took the stage in Charleston. Said we talked about this yesterday. Apparently already she's polling at like 3%. You might as well just drop out now, bitch.
Yeah.
This is also the same woman that fell for the Bubba Wallace hoax and other stuff. Like, she's a neocon, man. I'm sorry. I don't even know why you thought about it. Like, no, Nikki, go away. Go away. Nobody wants you. And last, most certainly not least, you gotta love this. Non-binary singer Sam Smith mocked. This is the same fruitcake that went out there talking about the satanic thing on the Grammys or some shit like that. And he's non-binary apparently, and it says Hollywood isn't used to having queer artists. Like, no, we are. You queers are everywhere. We can't fucking get away from it. There's gay shit everywhere.
Queer.
They're all queer. He said, like, we're not used to it. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, if you're queer with them, like, you're hailed as a hero. But listen, they asked him about fishing. Non-binary singer Sam Smith mocked for using the term "fisher them," not fisherman or fisherman. Fisher them. What fresh linguistic hell is this? I love fishing. Yes, I do. I love to be a fisher them, Smith said in an interview with the BBC. What, like a fly fisherman? The interview asked. I'd be any type of fisher them, he responded. I think I would like to one day. I just like to end my days fishing, like sitting on a bank. Fisher them. Yeah. Go fish for a shotgun and suck it, you douchebag. Fuck you.
All right,
Get the fuck out of here.
You're different.
You're an idiot.
We got it.
These fucking fruitcakes. Go for it. Well, folks, that ends today's episode of the All American Savage Show. We got a lot to get to. But hey, check it out. We've got the Halo gummies here. You can use code SAVAGE and save yourself some money. If you go over to shellshockcbd.com, these are the Delta 8 Halo gummies. These are going to get you high. Yes, these are loaded with THC. It's illegal in 17 states, I believe, but we also have the Delta 9 gummies. Here is the link where you can go order them. Go sign up. What are you waiting for? You want to support a great company? We got you. If you need to, like, for pain management, you want this to relax, to increase your appetite, we've got you covered. We've got you covered, okay? ShellshockCBD.com. Go to that link. We got sample packs you can purchase. And by the way, all of these gummies come with a money-back guarantee. If it doesn't do like we advertise it to do, you get your money back. You can't beat that. What are you waiting for? Go give it a shot. These Halo gummies, they have THC. They have THC. You will fail a drug test, so be advised. Now we have THC-free regular CBD gummies, but these Halo gummies, they're in a league of their own. They will fuck you up. You have my guarantee on that one. Josh can attest to it. I can attest. I love these. These things are great. We have sample pack bundles. We got full bag. We got full packs. We got it all. ShellshockCBD.com. Code SAVAGE. You can use that to save some money. And I've posted the link before, so there you go. Hey, go check out the AllAmericanSavageShow.com website as well. Make sure you click that bell at the bottom right to sign up for notifications. You got anything to add, my man?
You guys have a great day.
And we will see you right here tomorrow at 12 p.m. CST-ish on the All American Savage Show podcast on Rumble. Until then, you stay savage, America.